Welcome to yet another episode of Minneapolis by Night. And hey, big surprise, we're going on a trend here. It's the vampire venue again. For those that are keeping track, that's three in one night. Yeah, my poor ST brain is right.
No.
uh, to, oh, Jesus Christ. Wow, brain fart. All right. Uh, this session is about Myrcella's call to the Anarchs to uncover more about this hunter.
Yes.
Should just fucking talk to Kevin because Kevin's got the.
Well, Myrcella has only met Kevin once and doesn't have his contact info.
But that
Uh,
also mean Myrcella would have to stop being so antisocial to the camera. And we can't have that because apparently it's not.
right.
All right.
I guess she said okay.
Yeah.
She got the answers for Julian as far as the hunter, what kind of weapons they had and whatnot. So I guess that information would clearly be relayed to him that no scars could be seen, and there were two katanas involved.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, it seems like you're gathering that Julian's asking these questions for a very particular reason.
do you know something, Julian?
Crap, I'm not even switching this.
Something that might be of pertinence to this situation?
I won't know anything positive um, until more information is acquired, but so far it does have a very familiar
Familiar ring?
ring. Mm-hmm.
Well, any ideas you might have will be helpful. I'm trying to get back to these guys too.
If this is the same hunter, then we're going to have a lot of issues.
Okay. Well, I would have to imagine that having a hunter in the first place is big issues, but what makes it a bigger issue?
If this is the hunter I believe it is, he's a very powerful and very dangerous adversary.
All right.
He has been responsible for the destruction. If you count the two he's done within this city, the overall destruction of the kindred population by, let's see, I think the last count was 236.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. And they come from all clans, all walks of life within the kindred.
So he isn't targeting anyone in particular. He just doesn't give a shit. As long as they're kindred, they're dead.
Yep.
Got it.
If it's the same one.
If. Okay.
Yeah. The two katana seems to fall right in line with the way he does things, but that doesn't mean it is. For all we know, it could just be a copycat who decided to follow in his footsteps, or an apprentice, which is even more scary.
I'll actually, at that point, I'll pull my phone out and actually send a message to my contact, the person that I'm in contact with via the Anarchs, and ask them if they have been able to tell an age on said person. Like, I know that it was obviously furry, if you could tell what it was, but I mean, usually if there's an animal, there's still a way to tell the difference between a young one and an older one?
From what we've been able to ascertain from the witness, who, mind you, his mind was kind of blown as soon as he saw it. But from what we've been able to ascertain, this gentleman, from what he said, sounded to be about mid-30s, maybe maybe early 40s. I mean, it's kind of hard without an ID, but
Well, no, a rough guess is right. So, and she's gonna say she's obviously out loud. So mid-30s, early 40s. Okay.
that would put it in line with the master, not the apprentice.
Mm-hmm. And there was only one.
It only takes one.
She's asking that. There's only one.
Yeah, Julian looks at you. It would only take this one. And they go, yeah, just one.
Okay.
We didn't see anybody else. I mean, if there was another one, they didn't make themselves visible.
Okay. You said there was a witness?
Yeah, a human who is basically half out of his mind right now. From one of our contacts, they believe that the shifters have some kind of power to make mortals forget they were ever there, so to speak.
Can I roll
Chalk it up to some kind of craziness?
Can I roll my intelligence guru lore?
Sure.
Okay.
It's a higher difficulty. Delirium is not exactly something to talk about.
I know. What do you want the diff to be?
For delirium, that's an 8 or a 9 at least.
Drop a will.
That's fine.
Oh, hey, an 8 or a 9?
You got enough.
With a will, if it's 8, it's 4. With a 9, it's 3.
Yeah, well, either way, you got enough. From what you know, you've heard that when they shift their war forms, it tends to incite some kind of like it has an effect on the mortals that can't really be described. It basically most mortals just run in terror and chalk it up to they were seeing things or it's been a long night. Very few can actually withstand the effects once they go into their uber creepy big form. Those that can withstand the effects are the ones that tend to make the shifters nervous.
Should be like, that's not really an ability. That's just something they do when they get big and when they hulk out.
But yeah, so you get a text message from the Anarchs. We were able to piece together basically a few minutes before the attack. He recalls standing in the same spot that the big creature was standing afterwards. He recalls seeing and from his description, he can only say a Native American.
Native American?
Yeah, in a biker jacket, a t-shirt, and like the camouflage BDU pants. Mind you, this is taken a lot just to get this, and it's scattered and sporadic, and we're only going on what we can assume.
No, something is better than anything. I'll take what I can get in this. She will relay the description to Julian.
You see him just put his head in his hands. Fuck.
Well,
That's
I'm
him.
guessing it's who you're thinking it is.
Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, I don't have enough security. He just looks at you.
She's like, fuck.
You've seen this compound. It's like fucking Fort Knox.
Yeah, that has her concerned. Shit.
No one's quite sure why he started on his trend. All anybody is definitely certain of is that he is very dangerous.
So what he hits a few people in a few cities and leaves? Or
At
tries to
times,
decimate the entire kindred population and then leaves?
it depends on his mood. He looks at you questioning. We're not sure. That's the problem. We don't know his motives. Some cities he stayed for a while, almost got caught a couple of times. Um, Never actually been caught. He seems to be able to disappear right when the trap is being sprung.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's got a little gift that makes him all kinds of special. Cheshire grin for the win. Oh, Holly would know this character. Out of character.
Yeah, OOC, I have a feeling I know exactly who it is, but
Mm-hmm. Considering I specifically even mentioned his story in the other game.
yep. Yep.
And this is before he comes.
Wow.
But he pretty much, since everything is matching up, I'm going to assume it's him. We don't have a name because we've never been able to officially get a face recognition. Um, no one's lived long enough to be able to describe his face. The fact that we have a witness is good, but can be dangerous. It's not unheard of for him to remove witnesses or make them forget. We're still not sure how he does that.
Make them forget.
Yeah. We've had a couple witnesses who at one point in time said they could, ID exact, give a description. And then when we went back to them, suddenly they couldn't remember.
Ouch. That's not helpful.
No, not at all.
I suppose doesn't want to be helpful either.
But it said when he has those katanas in his hand, he is death incarnate.
Goody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I don't have enough security.
Katanas aren't exactly something that are easy to hide. Conceal.
Trench coat could hold him.
Yeah. Just be watchful for people in trench coats.
Oh yeah, in the middle of winter in Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's just shrink the list down.
That's why she's being sarcastic about all of this.
Oh yeah, don't forget, we have to add Native American to the list. So any Native American we see wearing a trench coat.
Right.
Yeah, that won't go over well.
Excuse me, sir. Would you mind lifting up your coat?
Get the wrong one, and it's just
An awkward experience.
yeah.
Oh, hell.
Make a perception empathy check.
I think that's. I can't remember if it's 6 or 7. 4 for perception. Six. If detail-oriented counts, then 10's excluded. Otherwise, it's just 2.
Yeah, detail-oriented.
So 3.
Julian's not telling you everything. You get a feeling he's definitely hiding something.
She looks at him. There's something more on this, you should probably tell me. I don't want to get too deep into this and get my head cut off.
Good news is you won't feel it coming.
She just like looks at him like, come on.
Every kindred who wants to make a name for themselves has tried to hunt this guy down. Every kindred who has tried has met final death. All but 2.
All but 2. Okay.
Neither one has ever been the same since.
Never the same since, like, how? Who are they?
And they're the ones who quoted, with those blades in his hand, he is death incarnate. Both ones were primogens in 2 different cities. Both ones had their entire clan backing them when they tried to trap this guy. As they put it, he let them survive.
I'm gonna actually is there a computer in this room?
Yeah, you're in Julian's office. Yeah.
She motions at the computer. Do you mind?
Go ahead.
She's gonna sit down and see if she can cross-reference the 2 victims and see if they had anything in common or had done anything that they shouldn't have, maybe to set this for like any little fine print detail that she can find.
Well, they were members of the community. Billy Graham was a televangelist. David Delosio was a former Nazi. Neo-Nazi, more specifically.
Okay.
He was a former member of the Aryan Brotherhood.
That one's sending off red flags. I can very easily see how a Native American, let alone a shifter, would be agitated by that.
Yeah, a little bit by that.
So, okay.
And Billy Graham's a televangelist. We can go into 1,000 different reasons why a Native American, just alone, would be upset with someone who is spouting God's religion.
Okay. So she's got that set to the side. And then
Julian Watson, you're on the right track.
Mm-hmm. So do you know any of the other names of people that he's offed?
He opens a drawer, pulls out a folder that is probably as thick as, really fucking big, and sets it on the desk.
Okay. She'll look through and she'll pick a name off of there and cross-reference that name.
All right. Roll your intelligence computers. Just because I probably should have made you roll that to begin with. But Google search can give you basic information on these guys.
Out of 10.
Since you're doing a cross-reference. Well, the one you randomly picked out, he is, well, it's not listed on the computer, but in that piece of paper that you're looking at with the picture, he is a Bruja, and he also is a neo-Nazi. Well, was.
Okay. So then I go through like the list in the middle thing. Yeah.
If you go through most of them,
I'm just picking out random names just because there's so many there. I just want to see if there's a pattern. I'm looking for a pattern.
There is a pattern. Just about everyone he's destroyed has one preference or another that has obviously perked his radar. Whether it be a neo-Nazi, whether it be, there are several kindred that had true faith that are no longer in existence. True faith don't work on shifters.
No, it doesn't, because they can have true faith.
Exactly. Let's see. I'm trying to remember.
So they're
I rolled all this out. Believe me, his body count is actually right.
Right.
I had him when he was a little kitten. And I grew him up into this vicious monster. And then I tame him later on. Go figure.
Go figure, right?
Well, he gets a change of heart. Finds true love and kind of calms him down. I'm trying to remember. God, it's been a long time since I really even dealt with this character on a normal standard. Yeah, all of them have some kind of past that would put them at odds. There were several Ventru who were trying to buy up the rights to reservation properties. Just to make it easier. From everything you gather, it seems like he is fully supporting the rights of Native Americans and fully supporting their beliefs in his.
So he's a Native American rights activist would be one of the few things that to look into.
Yeah, that's about the closest you could put it to, is a Native American rights activist. But he's more on the obvious violent scale of things.
Yes.
You notice in the entire body count, there's not a single human.
Right. Just kindred.
He's only targeting supernatural.
Okay, kindred, it's not just kindred. Mages. There's kindred, some
kindred,
mages.
Couple mages.
I can guarantee that there's almost some shifters in there too.
Yes, a couple shifters.
And I can guarantee that none of them are Wendigo or Katena.
Nope.
Or Red Talons.
Nope. Not a one.
Yep.
Mostly Silver Fangs and Shadow Lords.
Mm-hmm.
A few others, but mostly those.
Right.
Go figure. Yeah. I mean, common sense, just figure it out. You can figure out which tribes got hit, which mages got hit.
Correct. Shit. He's killing people.
Yeah, he's an equal opportunity offender. He hasn't, Julian. You notice that I wasn't going to bring it up, but yeah, it's not just kindred he targets, but he seems to have a hard on for us more than any.
No, what he has a hard on for are people fucking with Native American rights.
Or other things, yeah.
And other...
Their religious standpoints.
Yes.
Yes, we've been able to determine that. We still can't figure out who it is because the shifter community as a whole, well, barely talks to us. And those they talk to don't say anything. Have you noticed one thing in particular there, Myrcella, that there's one particular clan that has never been touched?
She'll go through it and actively look again.
Gangrel.
Huh. Go figure. That's what she says as she's looking through.
Yeah, he just watches, sees as it dawns on your face. Yeah. Thought you might find that interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah, some of the generations on these guys is ridiculous. If this guy has really done this much damage, he is hardcore dangerous. And you're definitely, as you're looking through this list of casualty reports, now you understand why Julian said he doesn't have enough security.
Yeah.
Because some of these guys are older than probably Julian. I asked for scars because I know a few times he's been hit. I don't know if he has super healing ability or whatever, but hoping maybe one of the times he got hit, he had a scar, but no one's ever been able to confirm that.
Yeah, you'd have to get close to do it. Okay, well. Oh, man. Shifters. She just shakes her head.
Yeah, you did see a few Giovanni in there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, almost every other clan was touched.
Every clan other than Gangrel.
Even a couple Asamites. Those were battles. Oh my god, those were epic.
She's literally, yeah, those are the ones where she's like, oh, fuck. Those are the shifters and the Asamites make him go, oh, fuck.
Yeah. These were classified as Asamite of the warrior caste. So they were bred, they were created to fight.
Does it actually go into that detail?
On some pages, on what they know, on what was allowed to be known. And you have a feeling some of this is probably pulled from other sources. Most of what you're seeing, I've been able to ascertain from one thing or another and piece together through. Now, mind you, this is about 10 years worth of work.
Yes.
Just digging that information up. And it's very hard to pinpoint, considering with Sabbat activity so ridiculous in many areas. If you look, some of those cities are still in Sabbat control.
Right.
So he has no compunction about going into Sabbat control territory and doing the same thing. Those are just on the Camarilla and Independent side that I found.
That you've pulled all these names?
Yes. I couldn't tell you if there's any Sabbat. The few shifters I pulled, I lucked out.
Okay.
I didn't know what the glyphs meant at the time. Still really don't. But I happened to notice that on certain tombstones, in certain areas, there were glyphs marked. I can't really say if there was a body.
Pictures or keep them?
Look at the very back in the back of the folder. There should be the pictures I took of anything I could piece together.
Okay. So she will flip to the back of the book and look for these glyphs.
You see like a small envelope, and as you open it up, the envelope is like filled with just looks like, you know, you could tell as the ages progress, so did his ability to use cameras, because it went from like Polaroids to, you know, normal, you know, developed film, right. and then it's got, you know, printed images. Obviously, he used from the computer.
Okay. Quite the array. No, she's gonna actually like try to look at the glyphs and see if she can look at anything with her Guru Lord. Yeah.
Roll it.
So
How much does she know about Guru glyphs?
that falls under Guru lore. That's why I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
what do I know? That's why she said maybe I can figure something out.
Difficulty's going to be about as high, between the 8 and the 9.
Right. The willpowers be rolling.
Oh, okay.
5 with the willpower.
Yeah. So you're able to determine that these various glyphs represent the various tribes within the group.
Yep.
You may not know more than that, but you know that.
Right. It's like, well, they all tell their tribes or clans or however they divide themselves. Recognize that much. She just shrugs, like, can't tell much more than that.
From what I can determine, the shifters who he attacked are not known for their love for Native Americans and tend to enforce their will whichever way they choose.
Mm-hmm. And actually, she's gonna put all those glyphs back in the pictures of the glyphs back in his envelope and the file, and she's gonna go back to the computer and
Yeah, like the file almost comes up to your chin.
yeah,
Sitting on the desk. It's like, holy fuck.
she's actually gonna look to see if the people that, like, the few people that she initially looked up had been to any like anti Native American rights or things like that, esque rallies, and like if this stuff is on the internet, it's publicly known.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got that to go off. But recently, specifically, the ones here, because she doesn't really care too much.
Both Billy Graham and David DeLucio were seen at rallies that were trying to infringe on the rights of the Native Americans in Minneapolis.
Okay. So now she's going to look to see if there are any of these type events coming up in the future.
A couple.
She will
There's a law that's trying to get passed within the by the city council that will take away some of the natives' lands.
Okay. So she's gonna look. Are any of these events held at night? Because he's obviously targeting Kindred.
The council meeting is going to the city council meeting will be held at night at City Hall, and there's rumors to be the opponents for the bill and those who support the bill going to be in attendance outside.
Okay.
Here's a fun one. There are two names you there are two faces you see in some of the pictures that you recognize.
Which faces?
Sven and Crow. Crow was on the other side. Crow was on the opponent's side. He was trying to stop the infringement of Native American rights.
Does anyone know for
Sven was on the
certain
other side.
on the side with the Native Americans?
Gangrel, no, Gangrel who's against.
Oh,
Who's
against.
actually, he is on the side of the ones who want to push the bill.
Okay. So it was Sven and who? Sorry.
James Crow, the
Sven.
Venture Prince, who quote unquote died in a car accident. But you also know he was full-blooded Dakota. So of course.
Right. So yeah, he doesn't fit the victimology.
No, he wouldn't at all. No.
So that
Even if
probably
he is
was
a venture.
legit. Yeah, that was probably something legit something.
Yeah. He was actually there
That's
trying to stop the bill from happening. You could see him all the time. Native Americans have rights too, holding up a sign. Marching with others, kind of thing.
so. If no one has seen or heard from Sven, I'm willing to guess he's an unknown victim. That's my best guess, but I'm gonna keep that to myself until I have further information on it.
There are a few other faces. And you haven't met a lot, so you wouldn't recognize them. But
I've been technically. She probably, like I said, if she's been established here, she might know some of the NPCs.
Yeah, you see a couple of other kindred faces in the crowd standing on Sven's side.
Are
Actually,
they
most of
any of the
Sven's higher staff is there.
okay? And so none of the people that have been killed are Gangrel.
Not a one.
I want. Can I? Oh man, I need to roll something because I can't. Holly has a deduction. uh, I feel. Well, they might have been. Maybe they weren't actually working for these people. Maybe they were infiltrating them. Is my thought. Watching them.
I don't know. It is odd for the gangrel to take the side that would take away rights.
Unless they are
Seems how
city.
the gangrel themselves. Well, Sven's an old school gangrel.
Yeah,
Old
so
school.
that
So he would definitely not want to support this.
right. So
But
he's
why is he on their side?
on their side to, but he's
to take away the
missing.
rights, and he's missing.
Yeah.
He's presumed dead by
maybe he
most-
was maybe he was trying to get information by claiming to be on their side and got caught
It's possible.
because nobody's heard anything. Everybody knows that he's missing, but there's no proof as to whether he's met final death or not.
Nothing. I mean, you heard at one point in time there were some mages. Well, the mages that were in question. That said that they could not locate him, but no other efforts, to your knowledge, have been made to determine whether or not that particular mage was being honest. Out of character, basically, Evan's mage's reliability is in question. So
Yes.
especially since right as they're saying that they can't find him is when they decided they wanted to steal the axe.
Right.
So all credibility went right out the window.
Well, I am going to I'm going to think about that one. And do you care if I make copies of this information to go over so I'm not hoarding your desk?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Just be very careful. Like I said, most of that knowledge was attained through various means and various sources that, well, most of them are probably, some are dead, I know, but
she is going to print a few of those pictures out and make it a point to circle the faces that she's recognized in the crowds on both sides. Just to make it a point for when she does use them later. And then yeah, she actually kind of wants to go check out Sven's house again. Now, well, she knows that the ghoul dogs are there, but she knows that the Nos isn't there now, courtesy of Blake. But he didn't say anyone else was actually whether anyone else was actually there or not.
Well, Sven had 2 gold dogs and a gold bat.
Yes.
Vampire bad at that.
Yep. She
Apparently
she
has had a
wants
sense of humor.
she wants to go look in the house to see if maybe there might be something related to what she just found now that she has some information. Because that if that's if these are tied together, it could be helpful. If she has to take her little pet, she will, or if she's got to take it, or if somebody's gonna insist upon going with her, she'll take them. But I totally want to see if I can look into that more.
Okay.
Just a cross reference if those two are together. So yeah, she will. Huh. So Julian, I think this and the disappearance of Sven might be related due to these photos.
It's possible. I haven't heard one way or the other. They've been kind of quiet about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. As far as I know, they haven't found anything. But it's weird considering, and she will make it a point to point out that the gangrel are on the opposite end. Like on the end of things, which would normally translate out to a normal target.
Yeah, unless it was a city gangrel, which
Yeah,
it wasn't. Actually,
which
now that you put it together, there are some gangrel within the city that would meet this guy's radar.
that would.
Primogen being one of them. He's vice president of the Minnesota Vikings. That's a city gangrel.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, Holly, out of character, I don't think Christine is going to get her scene in.
Is she gonna go to sleep?
Yeah, she's looking like she's close to it.
Well, I can.
They've been off and on fighting some
If
kind of virus.
she's able tomorrow, I'll make time for her intro.
She says
And
if you're able tomorrow, she can make time for your intro. She goes, okay. Actually, she just kind of nodded with half sleepy eyes.
okay. Got it. She's gonna nod off.
Probably going to go unconscious. Yeah, during the day is usually better for her, anyways.
Okay, legit.
She can't do nighttimes like I can because I'm a fucking insomniac.
Right.
I could be, but you won't let me.
No, you need to get a good schedule because once we go back to school, even I'm gonna have to change my schedule. So once we go back to school when we're in Florida, it's gonna be needed.
So yeah, she like I said, she's gonna point that information out to Julian.
Well, I can see another one dying. That's gonna cause some issues.
Well, and actually, I am gonna go through it again just to be sure because of the gangrel aspect, because there are the two different.
Yeah. I mean, you know enough to know that there are two different factions of gangrel, basically.
Yeah.
The city gangrel, which everybody classifies as the city gangrel, and then the country gangrel, which everybody classifies as the more feral of the group.
Right.
Country gangrel, of course, are the ones who tend to have an easier time dealing with shifters, whereas the city gangrel, not so much.
Not so much. And that's what she's actively going to look for now that she's put this bit together.
From what you know, and Julian helps fill in some gaps, most of the gangrel that are currently within the city, with the exception of the PCs, obviously. Well, even one PC, technically. Ironically, the sheriff.
Okay.
Interesting.
But most of the gangrel within the city would probably be classified as city gangrel.
New headphones or?
No, they're old, and I
didn't see it there. Check your email. An email from my mom. She's right.
All right. Hello again.
So yeah,
Yeah, she's totally gonna actually go look at his house.
okay.
She'll get in her car and drive there. Ha ha. Is the construction still going on?
Yep. They weren't told to stop. If I recall correctly, I think when I was talking to Ian, I think we assumed probably about the end of April or so is when the construction will finally be finished with the upgrades. They started with all the electrical work and stuff on the inside first. Of course, they're going to have to redo it when they fix up some of the other things. But yeah, the construction's still going on. Yeah, it's nighttime. It's actually one of the nights they actually do get a break.
Oh, so there's no people here?
Nope, just a lot of scaffolding equipment and stuff.
Well, she's going to naturally try the door as it wasn't exactly locked last time.
Not locked this time either.
Okay. So she's going to walk in. She's gonna walk in and she's gonna make it a point to look for the dogs.
You don't see them. Okay.
Okay. She's
Yeah,
going to.
you don't see them. You actually, as you're kind of looking around, check in. Yeah, at one point, Steve had put some bowls up in the kitchen. That's where he would let them eat.
I'm going to close the door behind me, and maybe that will make some noise. Maybe that will hear them. I'm gonna watch for the bat and the dogs, like I said.
The dogs don't show up.
Okay.
The bat, however, you hear.
And she just kind of looks around looking for the bat.
No, you see it. It's not small. It's a vampire bat. They're pretty big. Creepy big.
And now is the time I wish I had animalism. I don't.
Isn't that a bitch?
So she just kind of well, it's a ghoul bat, so hopefully it she just kind of puts her hands up, making it a point to be all right, here, I'm not here to fuck anything up, I'm not here to kill you or anything.
And finally lands on a raptor, where you can at least see it. You can see it staring at you.
Okay. And if it's just I'm gonna move forward into the house cautiously.
Okay.
And if the bat isn't gonna harass me or dive bomb me or anything,
Nope, leaves you alone.
I am going
saving
to
grace is the fact that it's seen you before.
right.
That it saw you at least interact with its masters. So.
Right. She's actively going to try to search and see if she can find anything of that nature in the house. So she'll start from the how many floors are here and rooms?
3, if I recall correctly.
3?
I believe I had it 3 levels.
She will work her way from the top down.
Okay.
So you need a couple perception investigations.
Yep.
So. Okay. 5. Got 1.
No,
on the first floor.
Yeah, let's go around. Yeah, not too much.
Not so much on the top floor.
Yeah.
I'll move my way down to the second one and I start again. No, I got one success.
And yeah, again, not so much.
Right. Oh my god!
I'm not
One.
even looking. One again, Jesus.
When she gets
Apparently the dice just don't want you to find shit.
No, so she's gonna sit down out of frustration, like, what, am I not looking hard enough? Just gonna take a moment.
It almost seems as if the bat seems to kind of sense your frustration. And you see it fly towards the library. He's been following you the whole time, by the way. Just been kind of watching you look around and look lost.
I'm gonna actually follow the bat this time, noting that it's been following me and just now has decided to fly off.
Yeah, it flew right into the library.
I will search the library.
You see it specifically land on a rafter above one of the bookshelves.
I will look on the bookshelf that it has landed above first. And hope it doesn't poo on my head. So, you want a perception investigation on the bookshelf?
Yep.
Dropping a willpower this time because my dice hate me.
Well, the good news is the difficulty drops
Oh.
since it specifically put you in a. It specifically targeted a bookshelf for you, so you don't have to search the whole place. We'll say make the difficulty 4 because obviously you've landed specifically in one spot and kind of stared at it until you walked over.
Well, with the willpower that I dropped to be safe prior to that, I have 6.
Okay, with that, as you're looking at the books, most of them are standard, what you would expect in a typical library. Until you encounter one leather-bound book. It looks like one of those old school leather-bound journals.
Okay.
As you pull it off the shelf, it's even got the little, twist the string around the thing. As you open it up, you can see their notes on. As you read through it, Sven was trying to infiltrate the organization to find out exactly who is behind pushing this bill, because Sven has his beliefs that some of this land is shifter land. And he wants to put a stop to it.
So he may have been working with the shifter and they had to make him disappear.
It's possible.
And she just kind of looks up at the bat.
And it just kind of looks at you. Just kind of creepy because it's huge.
You're talking to the wrong person about creepy pets. She thinks he's kind of cute. And she just smiles at the bat. And even though she doesn't have animalism or anything of that nature, she's just like, thanks. Like, looks up at it and thanks it.
And it just kind of looks at you.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So she's found this book and now she knows for a fact that there's proof, at least of this. Which has actually relieved her frustrations, and she's going to try it better on the other 2 floors now.
No, so you're time and energy. No, you're not going to.
Nothing?
No.
Okay, so she's going to keep this book with her because she's going to need it as proof when she does figure it out. At least in regards to, she has a feeling that this was a group effort here, but she doesn't know.
I will say, as you were reading through it, he did mention the fact that could this possibly be Sabbat activity?
In regards to this bill going through,
Mm-hmm.
does he mention anything about shifters other than that?
No, he doesn't seem to have any ties with the local shifters. But if you recall, if you remember correctly, your character would know that the one who made the deal with the shifters originally was James Crow, a venturer.
Right.
Which is odd beyond belief, but he was a full-fledged Dakota, so not so odd.
I wonder if he was trying to manipulate the shifters. That seems more likely.
Possible.
Does he say anything about Crow? Being that he's trying to infiltrate a faction against his.
Does mention he's keeping it quiet from Crow. He's doing it completely under the radar, like not even his most trusted ally. Allies within the kindred are aware of his side things.
Well, if I was able to get it online, anybody could get it.
Holly, take care of it.
Hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Passing out with you.
Alrighty. Okay. So he doesn't say anything further than he's just trying to keep it hidden from him.
That's all I said.
Okay. Well, this book, like I said, is coming with me. And as long as there's nothing else in here, like I said, she'll...
No. I mean, if you go back through the whole house, I could say, I'll just save you some rolls and just say, no, you're not going to find anything else.
So wait, this bat is here by itself?
Mm-hmm.
Because she knows that its owner has been taken.
Yep.
And she knows that the dogs have new homes.
Yep. They probably never saw the bat.
She just
They
kind
probably
of...
don't even know it exists.
Right? She just kind of looks at the bat.
It never made its presence known during that scene.
Right? And she's like, so you're here by yourself?
Just kind of cocks its head and kind of looks at you. If it understands you, you have no idea. But
Well, yeah. Well, she knows it's a ghoul, so it's either going to run out of blood and kick it, or it's going to need to continue to drink blood.
yep.
Do you want to come with me?
It flies towards the door.
Take that as a yes. And she will open the door because she made it a point to close it.
Okay.
And she...
Flies out, heads right for your car.
Okay. She'll make sure the door is closed, and she'll... Is the bat sitting on her car?
As much as it's actually sitting on the light post above the car.
Okay.
I've never known a bat to actually stand up, so
Right.
the only way it could is basically hanging off your rear view mirror, but it's a big bat.
Right.
Like a really big one. I mean, you have a feeling it was probably not much smaller when it was ghouled. And then being ghouled to a Nosferatu only made it bigger. A little more creepy.
Right. And she will open her car door and And wait,
It flies in.
okay, I was gonna say, she's not gonna close the door on the bat.
Yeah. Flies in. You see it kind of land on the seat. Looks really funky, but it takes up a bit of the seat.
The passenger seat, I'm assuming. Or is it sitting in the driver's seat?
No, it seems to. You're still not sure how, but somehow it seems to notice. It knows where it needs to go, and it actually landed on the passenger seat.
Well, this is going to be an interesting one to explain.
Yeah. Julian, I brought home a friend.
Right? Right, yeah. So
He's gonna be
she...
like, don't you? No, you don't even have animalism, do you?
No, I don't.
You don't know how to talk to it. Yeah. Somehow you managed to convince it to come with you. That's impressive.
So yeah, she's going to go home. She's going to go back to the house with her new book and her bat friend. And she's going to make it very clear to Zeta and the flesh hound that the bat is not to be messed with.
Okay. Don't leave it alone.
And yeah, I guess phase one, give the batty boy some blood.
Okay. Yeah, it seemed to be a little happier.
Yep. She'll give the little bat a scratch if it will let her. Like,
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
sweet.
yeah,
It's like, you just
It's a
gave
bit-
me your blood. I like you.
it's a bit more domesticated, and then you just gave it some of your blood. Yeah, it's not going to argue with you.
Right?
Congratulations, you now have a gold bat, in addition to your creepy hand with an eye and the creepy flesh hound thing.
I have creepy pets. Queen of
Yeah, well-
creepy.
Yeah, well, you're not going to be able to change the features of the bat, unfortunately. The Nosferatu blood seemed to have
That's okay.
been a bit more permanent. Plus, as you know, Nosferatu blood is quite potent.
Aren't we, isn't Julian's place, like, on the outskirts of town, too?
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
huge,
so the bat, that should make the bat super happy.
it's a huge mansion on the outskirts of town.
Yeah.
Fully guarded, just as long as you let the ghoul guards know, hey, if you see a giant bat, leave it the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Don't shoot it.
Yeah. She's
All
going
you
to,
have to do is tell Julian, and he'll tell them. But he's given you the ability to tell them what to do. I mean, they're just ghouls. They'll listen.
yeah.
They're
Oh,
not
she'll make it clear that the bat's to be left alone.
one of the ghoul captains of these particular guard, just not. I'll inform the others.
Thank you. I'm out of character note. I think there was something else I needed to do.
Probably. Got you sidetracked with the whole hunter thing.
Yeah,
I have to look to see if you mentioned in chat.
I did.
Oh yeah. You wanted to have some fun in addition to releasing stress. That was the other thing you were referring to.
Right. That's very true. Yeah. I guess after all that, I probably should feed anyway.
You just gave them. I'm gonna assume you gave it back a couple points just to be on the safe side.
Yep.
Yeah. So it'll be good for a while.
Make the bat happy.
Plus, to go out and feed on whatever the hell it feeds on.
Well, yeah, but
Still a
the
ghoul.
kindred blood is key to the ghoul.
Kindred blood makes it a bit more powerful and creepy.
Right? Yeah. She needs to go find a toy to play with. She hasn't played with anything for a long time. It's been over a week,
Yeah. She might be rusty.
No. Not with my medical experience. I am not rusty.
I'm just gonna make it easy, mainly because I'm getting tired as well. So
That's cool. That's cool.
yeah, you find a worthwhile target.
Excellent.
I'm just some scumbag who thinks he's God's gift to women. Teach him like his personal play toys.
No, no. Well, let's see. We're in well, yeah. I can blue book what I do with this guy if you want.
Yeah, that's fine. That'll work. That's fine. Well, just as long as you
Yeah.
started it insane, you did.
Yeah, I'm taking this guy somewhere private and we're gonna have a party.
He'll find out who the toy really is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right.
All right. If nothing else, thank you all for watching. Thank you, player, for playing. Stay tuned for a lot more interesting activities within the vampire venue. Except not tonight because the storyteller's going bad. Enjoy.